On everyone. So the Denver Nuggets look very good this year, right? They are the defending champions and they deserve the right to be put at the top as far as teams that could very likely win the NBA championship this year. No team has repeated since the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors team, and Denver very well could be that team. The Western Conference is an absolute juggernaut, and there are several teams that look very good that could at least give the Denver Nuggets a little bit of run for their money. But I don't know, like when it came to Denver last year, a lot of the stars kind of aligned for them. A lot of like the dominoes really fell. Their path to winning an NBA championship was one that was very favorable to them. Now, look, I'm not one of those people to put asterisks or anything like that. I know some people when they won were like, oh, they didn't really play anybody, yada, yada. No, your job is to beat the team in front of you. Your job is to go and win that title. The Denver Nuggets absolutely did that. You know, whatever team is in front of you and you end up getting to the finals and the Miami Heat beat and did the heavy lifting for you, then that's on those teams, right? Miami did their job. The Denver Nuggets did their job, and they ended up going to and winning the NBA championship. And throughout history, every team has had dominoes fall their way. I mean, even the Toronto Raptors, right? They don't beat the Golden State Warriors if that entire roster doesn't fall apart, right? It's just, again, sometimes you have things that just go your way, and it felt like last year was their year. This year, I just think that there are too many teams that are in this pool that I think it's just very unlikely that Denver repeats. Now, obviously, no one would be shocked, but don't think the Denver Nuggets make it out. I think that we will see a different representative from the Western Conference in the NBA Finals. I just think that there are too many teams that are all fighting for it that you can make a real argument for. But when you look out east, I don't think that there is as many teams. I think it is very top heavy. Right? I do think it is only like 2 or 3 teams, where I think the Western Conference, you could make an argument for several surprise teams, right? Like Minnesota looks all the part right now. Now, will they? Personally, I don't think so, but you can make the argument based on their performance and the way that they have played right now, right? But like with a team like the Knicks or the Cavs or the Pacers, like the Pacers have looked really good, right? But does anyone really think that they're coming out of the East? I don't think so. Maybe somebody does. But you look at a team like the Sixers, right? And the Sixers look fantastic, right? Now they're number 1 right now in the Eastern Conference. They are sitting at 8-1. And even the one loss that they have, they should have won. They were in full control of that game. Full control of that game. And ended up just falling apart late at the end. And the Sixers, you can make an argument, are in the best position as far as being a title contender this season and maybe winning the NBA championship, because Tyrese Maxey has really elevated, right? He should be sending a care package to James Harden. He's really been able to blossom and come into his own this year. Him and Joel Embiid are the best duo in the league currently. And it's more so not just about those two, but it's just the depth that they have, as well as the pieces and assets that they now can go and leverage to go get that other star or maybe that other piece to really put them over the top. The only reason personally, and this is just me, I'm not willing to say that I fully believe in Philly winning the championship is because currently as constructed, right? Let's assume that they don't go and get another star. If they get another star, then maybe that puts them up there. But the reason I kind of think Philly is a little bit of fool's gold right now is just I don't believe that they have the overall talent come playoff time, right? Joel Embiid is notorious for just completely disappearing. Tyrese Maxey has had good moments, but this is his emergence, right? How does he look in the playoffs? And I'm not saying he's going to be like James Harden bad or anything like that, but is he ready to be the leader if Joel Embiid starts to fade like we've seen him do time and time again? I just don't think Tyrese Maxey and a half-shell version of Joel Embiid based on what we see in the playoffs is enough to come out of the Eastern Conference against a team like the Milwaukee Bucks, although they have struggled a lot lately, and the Boston Celtics. I think those are the 3 top teams, and I wouldn't be like shocked. Like, I never saw that. No, I mean, Philly does have a lot of talent. They do look really good. I just think once it comes to the playoffs in a 7-game series, I just think they're a lot more limited than some of the other teams in the league, especially the West. But I think especially like teams like the Boston Celtics. Now, again, Milwaukee, we will see. They at moments look completely dead in the water and lost, right? And several times it's taken some real heroics to pull off a win. But we'll see. It's a long season. Maybe they figure it out, just like the Sixers, right? Maybe they do find that piece that they can bring in that makes sense, especially come the trade deadline. But even then, if they do get that piece, does that piece, are they going to be able to kind of, assimilate quick enough to warrant an NBA championship? Time will tell. And I just keep defaulting to the Boston Celtics. Look, the Celtics definitely have their concerns. I have a lot of concerns with the Celtics, mainly just mental toughness in the playoffs, right? That has been their issue the last few years. I mean, every year you can almost clock them to be in the conference finals. And every year they fall short because of their lack of mental toughness. Now, I do think Drew Holiday will help to an extent. I don't really think Kristaps Porzingis provides that. But that's one of the things that at least Marcus Smart gave you, was he was the guy that was the leader in a lot of ways. And when things are starting to go south in the playoffs, which happens to all teams, are the Celtics going to be able to rally and pull themselves out? Is Jason Tatum going to be able to be that guy that they need and that they can count on? Because we have seen Jason Tatum time and time again just fall flat in very important moments in very important games. I mean, how many times in the playoffs have we seen Tatum go for like 30 and be ridiculous through 3 quarters, and then it's a tight game late in the fourth or in the entirety of the fourth and just is literally unplayable at times, right? Is this the year that Tatum finally takes that step? If it is, I think the Celtics so far have looked like the most complete team. I am actually surprised at how good the Celtics have looked. Now, obviously, they have the talent. I said going into the season that I thought that they were going to be very good, that I thought that they would be kind of head and shoulders above everyone else in the Eastern Conference, that is. But I did think that it would take them a little time to kind of mesh and gel together, right? I thought, the way that the Bucks have looked, I thought there was a possibility the Celtics might kind of look that way, right? At times they would look completely brilliant, and then other times there would be a little lackluster, right? Because Kristaps Porzingis coming in, right? Where does he fit? He's an upgraded version of Al Horford, essentially, right? Like, is he going to get the touches and have the impact that the Celtics would want and need from him? With Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown kind of being on the ball so much, does Porzingis just completely disappear, right? Drew Holiday, I think he is the ultimate glue guy. I thought he'd help a lot too, but like, how much of an impact does he have as far as like with the team, right? Again, with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, kind of it's their team and they're taking a majority of the shots. Like, is Drew Holiday going to be able to have the impact necessary, right? There were questions that I had going into the season. And so far the Celtics look like a team that have played together from day one. Like, they look like a team that has been together for years. Kristaps Porzingis has had his moments, has had his shine, has looked really good, is playing well for them. Drew Holiday is doing what Drew Holiday does and just kind of being that Swiss Army knife player. I really like what I'm seeing from the Celtics from just a basketball fan. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the Celtics. I am a Laker fan. If you're familiar with me and my Laker channel, then there is a part of me, a big part of me, that it pains me to say this, but as somebody that has a sports channel and a responsibility to remove some bias, I look at the Celtics and they just look so far like the most complete team. Again, Denver, you got to give it to them because they're the champions until you beat them, and they've looked very good. But the Celtics have the same offensive firepower, but have a much better defense and can match up better. Problem is Jokic, right? How are they going to defend Jokic? is the big concern. But that's everybody's concern. Outside of that, like, I really do think the Celtics, I mean, they match up seamlessly against everybody. They have the size, the versatility. I do question their depth, but come playoffs, you're not running 10 to 12 guys anyway. The Celtics will probably cut that down to like 7 or 8 tops. And at that point, you have basically 6 guys. So you just need kind of 1 or 2 other guys that kind of fill in a role, fill in a void, and you're off to the races. I think the Celtics front to back have the best starting 5 in the league as far as like the 1 through 5 position. You can make an argument for teams, like the Phoenix Suns, who just have like that big 3 and stuff. Like, how does that look? But again, as far as like position by position, I think the Celtics have the best position by position in the league. To me, it's going to come down to Jason Tatum, right? If Jason Tatum can be the guy that they need him to be on a regular basis in the playoffs, or at least 4 times a series, I don't know who you can look at and go, oh, they definitely beat the Celtics, right? Like, I think you can make an argument the other way that the Celtics could really run through every team in the league, at least right now from what we see. Now, again, things could change, right? Like, there's trades, there's guys that really step up. Do the Phoenix Suns just look unbeatable once Devin Booker's healthy and everything's crazy? That's always a possibility. Do the Sixers go get another star or go get that piece and now they're off to the races? It's like, oh, do the Bucks figure it out with Giannis and Damian Lillard and they just look like, okay, they're complete. Like, again, it's very early. We're only 10 games into the season, but evaluating through the first 10 games, the Celtics look, in my opinion, like the best team in the league. They do. They genuinely do. Again, other teams have been really good. There have been some really good teams. There are some teams that are struggling. Like my perfect example of my Lakers. My Lakers, I fully believe, could hold the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the season. I am rooting for a Celtics-Laker final. I mean, talk about that storyline. Winner gets number 18, breaks the tie. You get the legacy and the history of the Celtics-Lakers rivalry. Like, that would be beautiful. But the Lakers have a long way to go, right? They look rough at times. But the Celtics, they just look very fluid, very comfortable, very easy with each other. And that is a scary thought for the rest of the league, right? Like, I just think, again, position by position, I think the Celtics have the best team as far as that go. I don't think they have the best depth. I don't think they have the best, if you're looking front to back, I don't think that they have the best team. But if you look at just the core 5 guys, I mean, seriously, who 1 through 5 is better than what the Celtics currently have? And it's Jason Tatum, right? Can he be the leader? Can he step up? Can he hit the big shots? Can he close out games? Can he do the things that the Celtics are going to need him to do when we get to the playoffs? Or is he going to shrink and disappear like we've seen him do at times? If he shrinks and disappears like we've seen him do at times, then I just don't believe in the Celtics. I don't. There's a part of me with the Celtics that, like, I can't believe in you until you prove to me otherwise. Every year it's your year. Every year you're in the conference finals or the NBA finals, and every year you find a way to lose. And so my question with the Celtics is, are they going to find a way to lose this year? Or are they going to be the team that they look, which is arguably the most complete team in the league? That's the real question. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about the Celtics? Do you think, like, yeah, they look like the most complete team thus far? Again, it's early in the season. We will see how teams look. We'll see how things kind of play out. Do the Clippers figure it? I don't think so. I don't. But the Clippers on paper look ridiculous. Do they end up figuring it out? The Lakers, do they right the ship and they figure it out? Like, they have, in my opinion, the best depth in the league, front to back. Do they finally start putting the pieces together? Obviously, you got the Denver Nuggets. The Warriors, do they finally go and figure out and get a big man that kind of pieces that together? I mean, there's a lot of questions for a lot of teams. But so far through 10 games, the Celtics look tough, personally. But again, love your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. I appreciate you all. See you in the next one. Thank you.